Good evening. We're back with more Lord of the Rings LCG. And tonight is Assault on Osgiliath on Nightmare difficulty. This is another quest in which we are reliant on locations coming out of the encounter deck in a timely manner. If they don't come out, the quest can be quite annoying as you simply tread water waiting for them to come out, and you can threat out if you don't have good threat reduction. Good consistent threat reduction. To start the game, I've got to start with an enemy and a unique location. I'm going to choose the west gate. The nightmare mode forces us to claim 5 locations before you can move on. Otherwise, it's possible to beat this quest very quickly in some cases, but in the nightmare difficulty, this is not possible. You got to claim 5 locations. So I'm starting out with the Steward of Gondor, which is always good. And I've got a bunch of other resource adders, which is also good. It ensures I'll be able to play everything in my opening hand. And in this case, that's going to be, well, not quite everything, but I can play Faramir and the 2 hunters of Lamedon. Though I'm not going to use their responses in this situation. Chose Southern Commander because he doesn't have an immediate effect. He doesn't have, since he's added and not revealed, he doesn't have any archery, and he has relatively high threat, so he can just sit there for a while until I get built up. Mumok is not a good draw for the first round. There's only one of those in the encounter deck, I think. But fortunately, it's not going to engage for a while, and this deck does put out high amounts of willpower when you get the Ethir Swordsman in a relatively timely manner. So here I have very good tail for 2 Knights of the Swan. And I'm pretty much going to be needing to quest with almost everyone with just 1 Ethir Swordsman on the table, just to avoid taking threat. And I am hoping to see locations off of the encounter deck, and there's one, the eastern quarter. So I'll go ahead and move there. Need to clear 5 of those in order to advance. If you see me transfer a resource from Denethor to Hirluin from time to time, that's using Denethor's hero ability, which can transfer a resource to another Gondor character once per round, and Steward of Gondor gives Hirluin the Gondor trait. So we're going to quest for enough to clear the location. Get another location, western quarter, that's good. So I take control of eastern quarter, which means I have to discard each event in hand. No problem. When I take control of western quarter, I'll have to discard my highest cost attachment, which is sad. Always sad to see Steward of Gondor go. So just keep on building up the board state. A second Ethir Swordsman would effectively end the game. As it is, I'm not anticipating any problems, but we'll see. So there should be 1 token on Palace Remains, but no problem. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 against 10 threat. So I make 8 progress. And I'll take control of the western quarter, so rip Steward of Gondor. Though I think I forget to unautomate the resources on Hirluin. Have to engage that enemy and I choose to engage the Southern Commander. And I actually reversed the attacks here. I put one on Hirluin and one on the chump blocker, and the actual order should have been one on this attack on the chump blocker and the other orc on Hirluin. Which would have returned the southern commander to the staging area here. But in this case, as I didn't do that, I have to return a location to the staging area. So a minor misplay, I think. I'd rather probably return the southern commander to the staging area than a location, but it doesn't matter too much. The Nightmare card does actually help you clear out locations from the staging area. Helps quite a bit. So returning a non-unique location to the staging area really isn't a big deal. At the beginning of the quest phase, I'll use the response on the Nightmare mode to declare that location, and I'll be making progress on it if I make extra progress, which I certainly will. And I actually make a bad play here. I should have used West Banks. Well, actually, maybe not. Not in this case, because you can only declare one non-unique location. If you could declare more than one, I would use West Bank's ability here. And it's another location, a unique one, where you have to exhaust heroes to place progress on it. So I reclaim the Eastern Quarter. And I should go ahead and move to West Bank here. West Bank and Ancient Harbor will be the two locations I need for the 5 tokens on Palace Remains, and then I can clear that. But I don't move to West Bank here, and that was a bad play. So 2 damage on the Hunter of Lamedon, and I can take out that orc easily. And I don't know why I didn't move to West Bank there. I should have, but means the game goes on for 1 turn more than it could have. And I'm going to use Men of the West to get an Anfalas Herdsman. At this point, I'm not worried about too much, just a matter of mopping up. Five locations that I need are out. Just a matter of clearing them. So at this point I realize I probably should have moved to Westgate last round, but no problem, I'll just do it this round. And it's another location, but it's one where I can travel to it even when there's an active location and just have 2 active locations. So I'll travel to the Westgate first and then use the Ruined Tower's active ability. Not going to use the action on Westgate, just going to travel there. So I exhaust a character to travel to the Ruined Tower, making 2 active locations. Which you cannot normally do, but you can with the Ruined Tower as it specifies it on the card. And I'm going to claim the Ancient Harbor by exhausting all 3 of my heroes. Going to be the 4th token on Palace Remains. And there's the last Ethir Swordsman. No point to using Heed the Dream or a very good Tail. Now, I have been generating resources, extra resources on Hirluin all these rounds since I discarded Steward. But I have 8 extra resources on him, so I never did use the extra resources, so no problem. And we claim 2 locations at once, but the ruined square kind of ruins plans. And I do have to resolve a when revealed effect from a Treachery, the top Treachery in the discard pile because of Lieutenant of Mordor. And that's going to force me to grab a couple of orcs. Or it's going to add archery. There was 3 locations I controlled when I revealed the Lieutenant of Mordor, so it's going to be 3 archery, and I have to surge into an orc lieutenant, which adds the topmost orc, which is invading orc. Well, at least those are the enemies that I need to clear to take out Ruined Square, so that's something. Just leave the orc lieutenant in the staging area. And we'll have this attack go on Forlong, who hopefully won't die, so that no locations get returned. And now I can easily take out these 2 enemies, place the 2 progress I need on Ruined Square, and take control of it. You get to place a progress there after defeating an enemy. So just need to clear Palace Remains. Hopefully no more locations come, and that will be the end of the game. But it is a location, so the game's going to continue for another round. And we'll move to Crumbled Battlements, is it? Yep. And on we go. So that's the end of the player deck. And it's an enemy, so we're going to take control of the last location. I guess resolve the forced effect, I'm not really sure. I can't see what the point is, but I do it anyway. And that's going to be the end of the game. So, relatively quick playthrough of this quest, as the locations we needed came out in a timely manner and we got set up pretty fast. So no problem. This quest is simply a matter of being able to tread water until the locations emerge from the encounter deck. So thanks for watching.